Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for joining us on today's episode. We are taking another trip to the northeastern region of Thailand, where we're going to be making a sausage called Sai Krok Isan. Stay tuned. Sai Krok Isan is a sausage that comes from the Isan region, or the northeastern region of Thailand. This particular sausage is known for its garlicky and tangy fermented flavor. It is a fermented sausage, and there's a couple of elements inside of this particular sausage that allows it to ferment. The first is the addition of garlic. Garlic naturally has a lot of lactic acid producing bacteria. The second is the addition of rice. Rice is going to act as a food source for the bacteria, which is going to allow the bacteria to ferment the sausage. Now, as the bacteria eat the food, they release lactic acid, and through that process, the pH of your meat slowly begins to drop. The lower the pH gets, the tangier your sausage is going to be. Some of you have expressed concerns about hanging raw pork in your kitchen or your basement for 48 or 72 hours. So what we're going to do in this particular recipe is we're going to add beneficial bacteria using a starter culture. The bacteria in the starter culture is the same type of bacteria that the garlic naturally has. We're just going to be adding a lot more of it, which means that our sausage is going to ferment a lot faster. Matter of fact, from the moment you mix it to the moment it's done fermenting is about 24 hours. So we're going to speed up the process. Our results are going to be a lot more predictable, and we're going to achieve that beautiful tangy flavor that Sai Krok Isan is known for. This is completely optional, and if you want to live on the wild side, use the recipe without the starter culture and allow your sausage to hang for 2 to 3 days so that you can get the same results. Let me show you how we made Sai Krok Isan.
Sai Krok Isan is a fermented sausage, so we're going to use LHP. That's a starter culture from the sausage maker to add beneficial bacteria to the meat. That's going to give us a leg up on the fermentation. And the main purpose of this is to give it a nice tangy flavor. So with that out of the way, and that's going to rehydrate for a minute, we're going to use some pork shoulder and some back fat. That's going to give us about a 70-30 lean to fat ratio. My meat is properly chilled, and we're going to start by grinding everything on a coarse plate. This is going to be the only grind for this particular sausage. Once we get it completely ground up, I'm going to re-chill it, and I'm going to prepare some of my other ingredients. I have got some culantro. You could use cilantro for this particular recipe. And once I get that finely chopped up, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of salt to some garlic and begin to mash that up with a spoon. Now, if you happen to have a mortar and pestle, this would be a good time to pull it out because what we're trying to do is make a garlic paste. So once you have your garlic paste, we're going to take our cooked rice. In this case, I am using jasmine rice, and I'm just going to combine the culantro with the garlic paste and the rice. Now, all that's going to get added to the meat here in just a moment. Our meat has been chilled, and to that meat, we're going to add our rice paste mixture. And then we're going to slowly start to begin mixing while we incorporate our seasonings, which is what we're doing right here. And then as soon as our seasonings are put in, we're going to go ahead and add our starter culture. Now we're going to mix this for a few minutes until our mixture gets nice and sticky, which is what this is going to look like, at which point we're going to go ahead and put it into a bowl and get it ready for the casings. Now, we're going to be using natural hog casings for this particular recipe. 32, 34 millimeter works just about fine. This particular sausage has a unique presentation, and I'll show you how to do that here in just a moment. But very slowly, very gently, we're going to go ahead and fill our hog casings with our mincemeat. And as soon as that is completely full, we're going to take some butcher's twine and tie off our sausage link at about every 2 inches. This is going to give us the appearance of little sausage balls. And then we're going to hang this up in our kitchen so that it can begin the fermenting process. Now, because we added a starter culture, the bacteria is going to ferment the sausage in about 24 hours. So we're just going to hang it in our kitchen and let it do its thing over the next day. After 24 hours, our Sai Krok Isan is ready. It's going to have a nice and tangy flavor, which is what this sausage is known for. So to cook this particular sausage up, I'm going to stick the entire roll on a cast iron skillet, just a tiny bit of oil, just a touch of oil, and I'm going to brown both sides. So I'm going to cook this until the internal temperature reaches about 150 degrees Fahrenheit, at which point it's going to be done and we're going to be able to give it a nice little taste. As we're cooking this sausage up, it smells wonderful. You get a nice fragrant citrus element coming from the kaffir lime leaves, but the ingredients in this one are relatively simple. I mean, you get a nice fermented smell, there's a beautiful garlic smell, a sweetness coming from it. Let's go ahead and give this a taste and see what it's all about. Sai Krok Isan, a sausage that comes from the Isan region, the northeast region of Thailand, known for its garlicky and fermented tangy flavor. Let's go ahead and cut into this incredibly unique sausage and see what it tastes like. Wow, that's different. It's tangy, it's garlicky, a little salty. There's a beautiful freshness coming from the lime leaves that we used. What a cool sausage. You got to try it.
Not only is it loaded with flavor, but the fermented quality to it gives it such a unique tanginess that it's almost addictive. I can definitely see where that would be an awesome snack or a great appetizer. Now, they do say that if you get down on Sai Krok Isan, you should eat it with cabbage or you should eat it with peppers because you will have a bit of a garlic breath. There you go. We're going to have a recipe in the description box below, and if you have any questions about fermentation, about the process, or just in general, be sure to ask them in the comments section. Stick around because tomorrow at the same time, same place, we've got another brand new recipe, another brand new video for you to enjoy here on Celebrate Sausage. See you then.